Hello, Soul Family. It's been a long time since I've recorded anything, and I was guided to share a story. And I'm going to tag her because this has to do with Desiree, and I on our way to Montana. This happened in, 2019, 2018, 2017, in May of 2017. So, for all of you who don't know the whole Montana story, I was guided that I needed to go to Montana. Didn't know why. I questioned it. But I was definitely on board with, okay, I'm just going to do whatever it is. Got shown where I was supposed to go and that whole thing. About a week before, I got the message that Desiree needed to go. So I called her up and I said, hey, you need to go on this journey with me. And so she's like, okay, let me see with the kids and John and, everything. That was her husband. And so sure enough, she got it all worked out and we were going to go. We plan on leaving on a Tuesday and being back by Friday night. So, right, short trip, long drive. So here we are going. So Tuesday we make it to Elko, Nevada, stay the night. So Wednesday we're finishing the rest of the drive and we hit Twin Falls, Idaho. Now, I had never been there and we're just driving and we're actually having to take this detour, which we start driving down this residential neighborhood and I'm kind of like, I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm like, where the hell are we going? Like, we're way out. We're going, east and we're supposed to be going north. And, it's like, just breathe, let it go. Just have no idea why, any of that stuff. And so, of course, I had to let it go. So we're still talking and driving and we go over this bridge and there's this massive gorge. And, it's the mini Grand Canyon as far as we were concerned. It was just really big. It was beautiful. It had a river that was pretty far down. And, I'm looking one way. She's looking the other way. And so we see that there's even one way, there's like a resort kind of thing down there. And I don't remember which one of us said, like, I got to turn around. We have to go look at this. So we flip a U. I don't even know how we did that, but we turned around. And there was this place where you could kind of pull off and take this little dirt road that made a horseshoe. So we pull in there and we get out and we just start walking. And both of us are just amazed. The energy is amazing. And she goes one way, I go another. I don't even know how long we were there. And then, of course, somehow we both started at the same time. We ended up meeting back at my car. And as we're getting closer to my car, there's this white Suburban and, you hear the boom, boom kind of music. And then as we're getting closer, I see that it turned down the roadway that we're parked on. And the windows down, arm hanging out, cigarette. And she gets out of the car, this woman does. And Tom Petty's Free Falling is playing. And cigarette in hand, dressed in all black sunglasses, jet black hair. And I'm about 5'4" on a good day, and she was probably 5'1" maybe on a good day. And Desiree was on the passenger side, and she was, going to get in the car. And I opened up the driver door, and this woman says, which one of you needs a healing? And so I looked through the car, and I said, and I looked at the woman, I said, she does. Now, as soon as I had picked up Desiree, one of her hips was bothering her. She brought a pillow, a blanket to make herself comfortable in the car as we, drove this long distance. And so I said, Desiree, come here. Come here. So she walks around the car and the woman just goes behind her and lifts up her shirt, not, up, but puts her hand under her shirt, puts her hands on her lower back and has still the cigarette in the other hand. So she's got one hand on Desiree's back, one hand in the air, we're talking like in the air with the cigarette. And, Desiree just started kind of raising her hands, opening up to the energy. Nothing is said. And I realized, oh my God, she is really going to do a healing on this woman. So I get in front of Desiree and I'm just like, knowing where the area was, this woman pinpoints it with her hand. And I'm just like, all right, we're going to move this out, right? So I'm doing my thing from the front, whatever I think I'm doing, and she's doing the thing from the back. And so she just starts saying some stuff, which I can't understand. You could say, oh, well, she was speaking in tongues. Whatever it was her light language. It was her prayer language, and it was beautiful. And she gets done, and she's shaking her hand. She's just like, and dropping it to the ground and trying to get rid of that energy, and still has a cigarette in her hand, and just starts to walk away. And she says really loud, I'm gonna do it really loud, like, dude, she's all, wow! I mean, it just belted out of her. And I said, you gotta give me a hug for that. And so she gave us both a hug, turns around. Now, the whole time, the Free Falling song is still playing. And gets in her Suburban. And Desiree and I are just, I think, standing there kind of just dumbfounded of this whole experience. And she takes off, and the still window down, arm out, cigarette hanging out. And as she's driving away, she's just, woohoo! Woohoo! Yelling out the car of how this energy affected her, affected me, and it healed Desiree. We got back in the car, and she started moving her leg, and she said, oh my gosh, it doesn't hurt anymore. She said, I couldn't even cross my legs. I'm crossing my legs. And, the reason I know that I'm here to share this story with you is because anybody, if you saw that woman maybe in the grocery store, your mindset would maybe have been to judge her. Oh, she smokes. She can't be a healer. Or she's wearing all black. Or she's listening to Tom Petty. That's not spiritual music. I mean, all these things. And I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. I'm just saying that's what we do naturally. We're human. There's no judgment here. And there's no judgment here. Do you see that we'd had this amazing experience? We were both open to it. We both received her for who she was. I mean, we were out of our element. Who comes up and says, who needs a healing? I mean, she was awesome. Oh, she does. I'm pointing the finger, of course, but I knew it was for her. It wasn't mine. And it was such an amazing story. It was so profound. It was one of many on our trip. And yet I just want to remind you guys, all of you, about how strong judgment is. And how if we really can learn to let go of judging one another and ourselves, I mean, we are our worst critics, that one thing will change the world. It will change the world. And I don't care if you say, well, they're bad, they're good. I'm indifferent because nobody is perfect. We've all done things, and we're going to say, I've done things I'm not proud of. Fine. You're not proud of it. That's in the past, though. You can't go and change it. So stop judging and criticizing, yourself for what you've done. Those are your experiences. It's your story. It's part of your story. So it was every time I hear Free Falling to this day, I think of that amazing experience that we had, and listening to why we were on this crazy ass detour, was to get to right at that moment. This woman got a message. She got a message driving over the bridge, before the bridge. I don't know, but she got a message. Got to go in there. Somebody needs a healing. And she listened to that message. We listened to the message to turn around and go back. Everything is so wonderfully perfect in its timing. No matter what it is or what the outcome is, it's just trusting and knowing that it's all for my good. I'm here for something in my life that I'm not going to judge myself for the choices that I make. I'm here for all the experiences. I'm not going to judge those experiences. I'm here for, enjoying this time. I'm not going to judge other people that I go and have the time for. What relationships, personalities, all of that, they're all here for a certain reason, to be that way, to act that way, to whatever it is. So It's almost 10 minutes that I've been talking, and it feels like 2, of course. So I just wanted to share this story to you, with you. Love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.